What if I told you the Eagles might already look more dangerous after just one game than they did all of last season? That's how fast things have changed in Philadelphia. One weekend, and the talk around the league is that this team is loading up in ways nobody expected this early. The biggest shock came from rookie linebacker Jiad Campbell. In his very first game, he didn't look like a rookie at all. He looked like a starter who belongs. He covered ground, made plays, and gave coaches a new problem. Do you stick with the proven veteran Nakobe Dean when he's back, or ride the hot hand in Campbell? That's a debate with no easy answer. Then there's Jalen Carter. Many expected him to be suspended, but the NFL ruled otherwise. He's clear to play, though Vic Fangio didn't let him off the hook. The message was simple. Actions matter more than talent. If Carter wants to lead this defense, he has to prove it with discipline, not just big plays. Put those two stories together and you see the picture forming. The Eagles aren't just stacked with names, they're backed by young players stepping up fast and veterans who still anchor the defense. That combination makes them one of the hardest matchups in football right now. Don't forget to subscribe to Redone Report for more powerful NFL stories. And as all of this was happening on defense, Howie Roseman was busy pulling off another headline move. A trade for Tank Bigsby has added fuel to the fire, and it could reshape the way this team looks on offense and special teams. Late-night moves are nothing new for Howie Roseman, but this one caught fans off guard. The Eagles swung a deal with Jacksonville to land running back Tank Bigsby, and the reaction was instant. It's not just a depth signing, it's a statement that Philadelphia wants more firepower right now. Bigsby comes in with a reputation for breaking big runs, but that's not the only reason this trade matters. Under the NFL's new kickoff rule, return men carry more value than they have in years. Bigsby has already shown he can flip field position with one touch, and the Eagles coaching staff clearly sees him as a weapon for special teams as much as for the offense. The numbers back it up. Across his young career, Bigsby has averaged almost 30 yards a return. That kind of field position can change games, and it explains why special teams coach Michael Clay sounded so excited. The Eagles didn't just add a back, they added a playmaker who can start drives in scoring range. It also sends a message about how this roster is being built. The Eagles already trust their running backs, but Roseman still pulled the trigger for another option. That shows an aggressive mindset. This front office isn't waiting around to see if weak spots show up. They're patching them before they even turn into problems. And with that move, the spotlight shifts to what this means for the offense. Injuries are piling up in the backfield, and Bigsby could end up doing much more than returns. His role is about to grow, and the question is whether he can carry it without slowing down the passing attack. The excitement of a new signing often comes with bad news, and that's exactly what hit the Eagles this week. Running back Will Shipley suffered a fractured rib, an injury that will sideline him for weeks, maybe longer. Losing him takes away a versatile piece of the offense and forces the coaching staff to adjust quickly. That injury is why the Bigsby trade feels even bigger. He isn't just another option, he is now a player the Eagles may have to lean on more than expected. His physical running style and ability to fight through contact give the team a bruiser who can wear down defenses when needed. But Bigsby is not a complete solution. He has never been known for catching passes out of the backfield, and his blocking and pass protection has raised questions before. That leaves a gap in the offense, especially when the Eagles want to mix in screenplays or keep the quarterback clean on third downs. This is where A.J. Dillon steps in. With Shipley out, Dillon will likely handle more of the passing down work. His size and experience make him the safer choice in protection, and he can still provide value as a receiver in short yardage situations. The duo of Bigsby and Dillon now becomes the balance Philadelphia needs in the run game. Injuries are never easy, but sometimes they reveal new opportunities. Shipley's setback forces the Eagles to test their depth early, and it puts Bigsby on the fast track to prove himself. If he delivers, Philadelphia's running back room could end up even stronger by the time Shipley returns. While the backfield was grabbing headlines, the Eagles quietly added another major piece to their defense. Veteran pass rusher Zadarius Smith signed on and immediately became one of the most interesting names in the locker room. He has a history of disrupting games, and Philadelphia is betting that experience can pay off again. Smith brings proven production to the table. Just last season, he racked up 9 sacks and showed he can still win one-on-one matchups against top tackles. At 33, he may not be in his prime anymore, but that level of production speaks for itself. In a defense already filled with young talent, his presence gives him a steady veteran voice. Of course, there are questions that come with the signing. Smith spent the offseason training on his own, which means it may take time for him to get into full football shape. There's also the matter of learning the system and finding chemistry with his new teammates. The Eagles know it might not click right away. What makes this move so intriguing is how crowded the defensive line already is. With names like Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, and Josh Uche commanding attention, Smith will not need to carry the load alone. That setup could actually make him more dangerous as he'll face fewer bubble teams than he did in his past stops. The ripple effect is competition. Players like Azeez Ojulari will now have to fight harder for snaps, and the rotation will only get tighter. That's the kind of problem a team loves to have. Too many capable rushers and not enough spots. It makes the Eagles front one of the most unpredictable units in football heading into their next matchup. If there was one player who stole the spotlight in Week 1, it was Josh Uche. He didn't just play well, he dominated. Pro Football Focus graded him as the top defender in the entire league, and his performance left little doubt that the Eagles may have found a hidden gem. Uche's speed and burst off the line were the difference. He consistently beat Dallas tackles with inside and outside moves, forcing quick throws and disrupting rhythm all night. Every time Dak Prescott dropped back, Uche seemed to be in his face, creating pressure that changed drives before they could even develop. The numbers back up what the film showed. Uche recorded the highest pass rush grade in the NFL and also posted the top win rate among edge rushers. Those stats aren't flukes. They're signs of a player who has developed into a serious problem for opposing offenses. The timing could not be better. Up next, the Eagles face the Kansas City Chiefs, whose offensive line includes a rookie on the left side and a veteran on the right who has struggled with penalties. That creates favorable matchups that Uche can exploit, and it puts him in position to build on his breakout performance immediately. For a defense that already added names like Zadarius Smith, seeing Uche emerge only strengthens their identity. If he continues to play with this kind of energy, he won't just be a supporting piece, he could turn into one of the leaders of the pass rush rotation. And that makes Philadelphia's front even more frightening for the weeks ahead. The Eagles have been searching for stability at linebacker for years, and they may have finally found it. The early pairing of Jod Campbell and Zach Bound are already drawing national attention, with analysts calling them one of the most exciting tandems in the NFL. That's not hype, it's based on what they showed in Week 1. Campbell's debut was impressive for a rookie. He broke up passes, forced turnovers, and showed rare range for someone playing his first professional snaps. His ability to cover ground gives the defense flexibility it hasn't had in a long time. When you line that up next to Bound's discipline and awareness, the combination becomes a major asset. Bound deserves just as much credit. He plays with control, communicates well, and keeps the middle of the defense organized. That steady approach allows Campbell to play freely and rely on instincts without exposing the unit. It's a balance of energy and experience that works better than expected this early in the season. The looming question is what happens when Nakobe Dean returns. Dean was a tackling machine before his injury and is still highly valued by the coaching staff. The Eagles will need to decide whether to roll with the rookie momentum of Campbell or put Dean straight back in the lineup. Either choice will be tough because both players bring strengths the defense needs. For now, the Eagles can enjoy the problem. Campbell and Bound are proving they can handle the job, and each snap together builds more chemistry. If they keep trending upward, Philadelphia could be looking at one of the league's most reliable linebacker duos, something that hasn't been said about this team in a long time. The Eagles got relief when the league chose not to suspend Jalen after his ejection in Week 1. Instead, he was fined a game check but cleared to play moving forward. It keeps one of their most talented defenders on the field, though the situation raised questions about accountability. Defensive coordinator Vic Fangio made those questions public. He stressed that leadership isn't about highlights, it's about actions. Carter has the talent to dominate, but Fangio wants consistency and discipline. For a player expected to grow into a cornerstone, that message carries weight. The secondary also became a topic of discussion. Fangio confirmed that Dory Jackson will stay in the starting role at corner, while Sidney Brown takes snaps in base packages and Andrew Mukuba plays in nickel. That mix gives the Eagles flexibility but also puts pressure on the rookies to handle complex responsibilities. Mukuba showed promise but also made key mistakes against Dallas, and Fangio didn't sugarcoat it. He pointed out the errors directly and expects improvement against the Chiefs. It was a reminder that this coaching staff demands more than flashes. They want reliability from every player on the field. The Eagles cleared a roster spot by waiving defensive tackle Gabe Hall, a move that caught the attention of fans. Hall had been one of the good stories of camp, fighting his way from undrafted status to the active roster. Still, the front office showed again that no spot is guaranteed when upgrades are available. This decision highlights the aggressive nature of Howie Roseman's approach. Philadelphia isn't holding back young players for development time, it's a win-now team that will shuffle the roster as often as it takes. That urgency is part of why the Eagles keep finding ways to stay ahead of the competition. Every change builds toward the bigger test waiting in Week 2. The matchup with the Chiefs is more than just another game. It's a chance to see if all these moves translate into results on the field. With new faces stepping in and old ones being challenged, the pressure will be high from the opening snap. For Eagle fans, this stretch is only the beginning. The season has already delivered drama, surprises, and bold decisions. If the first week is any preview, the road ahead is going to be just as unpredictable. And that's exactly what makes this team worth watching. Blessings to all my Red Zone Report subscriber family. Your support means everything. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and I'll catch you in the next one.